Hey everyone, Sujan Patel here. Welcome to another episode of Shake Sales. Today is a very special episode. I got Aditya here, the CEO and co-founder of Avoma. We're going to jump in to talk about how sales and really your company can leverage conversational intelligence, AI meeting notes to really take off. And I think we in the pre-notes we talked about like how to use it for sales and revenue, training, cross collaboration. So anyways, I could talk all day. Aditya, welcome. What is Avoma if people don't know? Like, what is conversational intelligence in general? Let's start there.
Yeah, Sujan, first of all, thank you for having me. Excited to chat. And first of all, if you're wondering what the heck Avoma means, it's an acronym for a very organized meeting assistant. And
Oh my God, didn't know that. That's awesome.
I had to get creative to get the short 5letter.com domain name for $2,000. So that's my hack.
Nice.
But yeah, behind the scene, obviously what Avoma does, it looks at customer-facing professionals or even internal team members, all your meeting workflows. What you do throughout the meeting's life cycle, before the meeting, during the meeting, and after the meeting, when you're engaging with external customer or prospect, or even at some point with internal team members. And then it looks at all the low value tasks that you do, and it tries to automate as many tasks as possible, starting from scheduling, note taking, entering data into CRM. So that's really the benefit from the time saving point of view. We will automate the low value task. But at the same time, as a salesperson, you also have some high value tasks. Having a great conversation with the customer, asking the right questions, giving the best experience, you're present in the conversation. So then we also help on augmenting those high value tasks to help you get better in your conversation with customers. The category wise, it's called conversation intelligence. Some people call it revenue intelligence. But really what we're doing is we're analyzing all your meetings, conversations, emails, calls that you do, and provide all these insights, automate all these things with the power of AI.
Love it. Love it. And I think that it sounds more, so I think it sounds like a whole lot of things, but and that's because there's a lot of different ways to use it. But like, so we're Avoma customers. Personally, I think Avoma is the best value for software out there for in this category. So that he didn't pay me to say that. Actually, we pay him as customers. I'll just tell you two quick ways I use it as the CEO of Mailshake. So one, our head of sales created all these filters and in Avoma. So anytime and it listens to all the calls. Anytime somebody mentions some keyword or phrase, I look for good and bad. So the bad, where you had this really bad habit for years, like the sales rep just got nervous and said like, oh, we have a money back guarantee. And then like, we don't need to like proactively tell everybody that you can get your money back if like you try it for 1 minute and you don't like it. Let's just not go down that rabbit hole. So we set that keyword up and it sends an email to every single rep and me. And my automatic response is, what the WTF? Right? And like, I think within like 30, maybe 45 days removed. Second thing is all these calls are recorded, right? We do like hundreds of conversations of CS support and sales. We have like over 500 conversations of recordings a month. Now listening to a Zoom recording, no one's going to freaking do that. That's 2015 behavior, right? So what we do for our product team, our development team, customer success team, all this stuff, like we've got all these recordings plugged into Pipedrive and our Help Scout and all our like tools. And our product team will listen to like, hey, anybody have like any good calls with Salesforce integration? Yeah. And we can actually search it in Avoma. And then instead of asking a sales rep to find it, our product team just finds it for them. Anyways, I know that's like, I stole your thunder maybe, but tell me how sales teams can use conversational intelligence to improve or close revenue.
I love it. This is a loaded question. So the way I would, first of all, if you think about sales nowadays, and even in this economy, it's not a individual salespeople don't close deals. It takes a village to close a deal and win customers at a rapid pace. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that, yes, you are on the front line, you have a lot of responsibility, but there are a lot of other people who are supporting you to close those deals. So let's take an example, very high level. There are three buckets. One is obviously the front end salespeople or even customer success managers who are working with clients and prospects. Then you have their managers and leaders who are helping them to coach, enable, guide them on the strategy, all those things. And lastly, your cross functional team members, your marketing, they're also your support function. They're trying to create collateral. Your product team, they're the ones who are building the product. You want to make sure that they build the right product so your win rates go high next time. Like, is there any feature that you're losing deal? You want to make sure that product team learns about that, not an individual instance, but hey, there are so many deals I'm losing to this competitor because of this gap of functionality. And you want them to react quickly so that next time you don't stop losing those deals. So when you think about that, you let's take one by one example. You talked about salesperson. You mentioned your use case from your point of view as a leader, how you get those signals. But salesperson go through a lot of different tasks throughout the meeting's life cycle. There is a lot of anxiety when they're on the call. They want to prepare for every single thing. How I'm going to run my call. I forget the important discovery questions, the non-negotiable questions that you want to ask. So Avoma helps them guide throughout the process. Hey, here's your before the meeting, your call routine. These are the templates that you should be asking for discovery call. If you're coming to a demo call or maybe a kickoff call, you want to make sure that you have that process set up. So they don't have to think every single time. It's automatically prepared for them. There's a call flow I'm going to follow. And when I'm doing the call, I don't want to get distracted in taking notes and giving, hey guys, can you wait? Let me take notes. It disrupts the flow. It's not conversational. And so then you want to automate the note taking. But then right after that, the reps also have a responsibility to go and enter the data into CRM. Because as they say, if it's not in the CRM, it didn't happen. Then now they have to spend extra 10-15 minutes to do all of that work just to enter all possible fields. So Avoma looks at all your medic methodology, spin methodology, and will try to automatically enter information in your CRM at the property level. Who are your competitors? What tech stack these people are using? All of that simple things that they don't have to take any manual notes. Sure, they can still go and add additional notes to say that, hey, they said this, but they actually meant this, and I think this is how I'm going to handle the next. Those are the good notes. So that's how the reps actually get benefit being more present in the call, actively listening to the conversation and not getting worried about manually taking notes. And so that's kind of how the efficiency again happens for the reps. But then you talk about the other side of the coin, which is the leader and the manager. And we recommend a lot of our customers to have these coaching call review sessions or have a routine in your company, have a culture in your company. And Mailshake was one of the great examples where we learned you have a very and whoever the sales leader who implemented these things, kudos to them. They had very aggressive daily call review with the rest of the team. And it's not that critiquing one individual for what bad things you do, but it's really for all of us. All of us are adults here. We want to get better. And so we review the classic philosophy of how the sales organizations have been doing is that asking, what do you think, how did it went? But rather than being very subjective, you can actually listen to the calls. You can understand, hey, here's what the objection was, here's what I struggled, and it's okay. The goal is to get better. And so this is how sales managers and leaders are now listening to those calls, looking at the data from a pipeline review point of view, and helping reps to close those deals better next time. And so that's kind of how it helps sales organizations. I didn't even talk about the cross-functional teams, but let's pause here. I want to just make sure that at least I give you an opportunity to see if any kind of follow-up questions based on that.
Yeah, I love it. I think what you guys are doing here, and in general, this space is helping just make salespeople better,
Yeah.
helping them spend less time on redundant tasks like note taking, which that's like an obvious one. Okay, nobody wants to take notes, but it's amplified when you, or exponentially amplified when you have to do this 5 times a day, and you have to copy and paste into your CRM to do it here, send it here, what have you. Um, so I look at this as it's a very proactive way to be consistently good at doing a demo or doing a call or any type of meeting because it helps you prepare faster. You've got the cheat sheet on the side or whatever, right? And then you also have the feedback loop, right? And then like lastly, it makes it easy for a manager, a little easier for managers or whoever is giving you feedback on stuff, right? Like I literally like hired a sales consultant the other day. Like, yo, here's my like 7 calls. Here's my 7 best calls. There you go. Simple things like, oh, you're talking too much. Okay, that's a basic one. Everybody
Yeah.
does that. But it's like, why is there so many questions on features?
Yeah.
So it's just like various like like it helped us drill down to a lot of things, and like
That's
I
amazing.
saved within a couple hours, saved a lot of time. Gave a lot of got a lot of improvements out of it. But anyways, let's talk about cross functional teams. So obviously, this is something that a lot of other teams can use. How do you think that will help cross functional teams?
So when I say cross-functional teams, I'm typically talking about your marketing organization or your product organizations. Obviously, when you're selling software or even services for that matter, then the post-sales also comes in play. Once you sell something, then you have a customer success or implementation team. They need to know what happened in those conversations, what you promised, what were their goals. The initial discovery that you had done 3 months ago, 2 months ago, the customer success team need to know that. What is that you promised? What are the goals that your prospect had shared? So all of that, when you show up on a call and a follow-up call, rather than asking, hey, can you repeat your business goals? And then the customer is like, I already talked about this 3 months ago to your with your sales reps multiple times. And so this helps giving a much better experience to your buyers as well, or your customers as well. But now, from a marketing and sales product point of view, marketing wants to hear what questions customers are asking throughout the calls, throughout this discovery call, so that they can address those questions from a content point of view, from a product marketing point of view. They can have those things FAQs already listed on the website. A lot of the time, Avoma is one of the biggest content strategy was listening to what questions typically people are asking. Oh, we are comparing with this vendor. How are you different? Why don't we go and address that in the marketing as much as possible? Or we are how do you handle these particular things? So we said, okay, that's if you are having this question how to do certain things, maybe there are other leaders or other people like you who might also have this problem. Why don't we write a blog post about it? So we are able to gather a lot of these insights just from listening to these conversations and looking for certain phrases. And you don't have to listen to the entire call. You can focus on, this is where you mentioned, right, the Zoom call recording is there, but Avoma makes it like 5x easier to go and say, I want to only listen to this particular prospect, only in this particular initial discovery phase. So you don't have to spend like hours and hours doing this research. And that's where also the insights are gathered. And lastly, the product team. You mentioned you have set up alerts. One of the ways how we have set up alerts is for our product team. A lot of the time, salespeople or customer success people will say to customers, "Oh, I don't know about that question that you asked. Let me talk to my product team and get back to you." And guess what? How often they actually get back to the product team? Salespeople don't get paid to give feedback back to the organization. They're getting paid closing deals. They don't want to go and share feedback, how to improve product and all of that stuff, or some positive moments that your prospect said, oh, this was amazing how you guys did it. They don't go and share that feedback. They just take it for granted and they move on. But then now your organization is not able to listen to those signals. And these are very important signals. So the way what we have done, anytime the words somebody says that my product team or our product team, we get that alert to our product team and our entire, and you can have these alerts in Slack and you get the full context. What's the deal amount? Who talked about this? And what was the feature request? Now, product team is automatically listening to the feedback that every feature request or customer request are making. So the gap between your revenue organization and product organization has drastically reduced. And the way how you're going to achieve product market fit and win competitive deals is by really getting your product org closer to your revenue org. And that's what the benefit has Avoma has done across the cross-functional teams.
Love it. Thank you so much. I'm like I said, like so many different ways you can use this. Using this, like in my opinion, once you listen, if you're a head of sales, once you've listened to maybe 5 or 10 calls, implement and given the low hanging fruit of like the 1-to-1 combat, hand to hand combat of like reps are doing this, get some of the bad behavior out of the way. The next step is implementing conversational intelligence. So you could do this at scale.
Yeah.
You don't have to be as reactive, and you can automate a lot of these redundancies that salespeople spend 5 minutes here, 2 minutes here, 10 minutes here. And we're not, I think like the being ready for a call, even if it's a
Mhm.
minute of prep, it's the emotion, right? So, humans have energy and emotions, and their levels go
Absolutely.
up and down and up and down. And so, like, I find that, like, when you have like a template or a format that's already there for you, it just reduces the stress load a little bit,
Yeah.
and that just become a little bit, better performance and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. And plus,
Awesome.
so many calls are happening. People, did I promise this with them to, or this discount to this other customer? And you're mixing match. Who
Hmm.
said what? It gets very hard. Why add so much anxiety? Already our jobs are stressful. On top of that, now you're adding all these extra tasks for me to remember. There are benefits of taking manual notes, but at the same time, this is the example I give, classic example, Tesla. Everyone wants the full self-driving car, and then you have completely on the other end the manual driving cars. We know that Tesla is one of the safest car in the world, and it does, even if you use Tesla's autopilot mode, it will take care of a lot of the things for you, but you still expect to have your hands on the wheel. And that's how we also said, we are not saying that fully automate everything. You still have your hands on the wheel, you can still edit certain things, you can still go and add the details, but let the AI help you take probably 80 to 90% of the workload, and that way you can focus your energy on having great conversations with customers.
Love it. Love it. Awesome. So where can people go to learn more or sign up?
Well, it's, as I said, avoma.com. We are a product led kind of a company where very transparent in our pricing. You see everything upfront. There's no hidden contact us. You can sign up for the free trial. We have a free offer as well. So you can start using with our lowest plans. We also give a lot of multi kind of different offerings as well based on your usage and needs. So if salespeople need advanced functionality, they get advanced here, but somebody from your internal team do not need all the sales bells and whistles, they can have a different plan as well. So you can mix and match these licenses, very unique. In the SaaS, you don't have to upgrade everyone to the highest tier. So it helps to really use Avoma across the rest of the organization as well.
I love that. Yeah, I think that's, and I I'm on a free plan. um, but the people that matter and need
Yeah.
it, they're on the right plans, right? So that's pretty cool that you can mix and match.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely, Sujan. Thank you for having me. Great chatting and sharing some insights.